Miller again, Editor-in-Chief at Tearsheet. Thank you for attending the Resilience Conference, and welcome back if you've been with us for the past 3 days. 3 days has gone like, wow, I'm exhausted, but we have had an incredible conversations with some of the best institutions, some of the best teams, some of the best executives who have navigated and stewarded their teams and their companies through this incredibly challenging time. We heard stories about resilience at an organizational level. We've heard stories about resilience at a personal level, right? So like, how do you get up every day and face the unknown that we're dealing with? And we've seen it at a customer level. A lot of the guests, a lot of our experts on the past 3 days have talked about doing right by their customers, their constituencies, their communities. And so we thought it was apropos to end the conference with the awards, our awards program, the Resilience Awards. We've been running these for the past 2 months alongside planning this conference. This is the first time we've done this in a way virtually. So I'm putting that disclaimer out because as people who have been with us the past 3 days have seen that, especially when there were group panels, we had issues with some of the names in the participant list. So we're still gonna have an issue with that right now. Aaron, are you on? Do you wanna turn your camera on?
Hello, sure thing. Hold on one second.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Aaron Singer, and I'm co-CEO of Tearsheet. Partner in crime with Zach Miller. It's a real honor to be working with Zach. And it's really honored to be here with you all. Thank you very much for taking the time from your very busy schedules, I'm sure, to join our conference. And it's been a crazy, wild ride. And so today we're going to wrap up this incredible conversation, 3 days of conversations with some of the most interesting fintechs and financial institutions and architects that build bank branches to deal with the post and current COVID world. And what we're going to do is a little bit of guessing over here as we try to find.
It's a duck, duck, goose, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it seems like we had a setup where we sent out links to join this conference, and some of them are repeat links. So we had a few Paul Marguerites coming on board, and and a lot of those are the panelists. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to start looking for the right people. Zach, do you want to announce the first, you can start announcing and I'll start looking. And by the way, what we'll do is, if you are, the recipient of this, why don't you raise your hand in the chat? There's a way for you to raise your hand, and then we'll see. I see Tim Spence over here. Okay, so let's get started.
Great. So our first award is for the most resilient team. And our judges chose Finicity as the award for the 2020 Most Resilient Team. Do we have anybody here from Finicity?
So I don't believe that Finicity is in. Hold on.
So as you're looking for that Finicity person, Aaron, I can talk a little bit about Finicity, why they're being singled out for being the most resilient team.
Okay, great, yeah.
Great, so Finicity has about 500 people across 2 offices, and one in the US and one in India, in Mumbai, which lacked a lot of infrastructure for home connectivity. So in India, there was about a 19% penetration rate of connectivity at the home level. And so one of the things that Finicity needed to do very quickly was to get their employees up and running from the home office, and there weren't enough laptops in the market, right? So they moved mountains. They got logistics vendors to bring equipment home, and they were basically within a matter of weeks able to transition about 95% of their Indian workforce to work from home, and then the companies launched virtual lunches and company-wide conference calls, and basically it almost. Yes.
And we have Christopher Tracy on, so from Finicity. So why don't you stop for a second. Let's call up, come on down. The Price is Right. Christopher Tracy. Thank you. Hold on one second and we'll get you up and running.
I just put him on.
Great.
Perfect. Hi, Zach and Aaron. Thank you so much for the award. Yeah, it's one of those awards that you hope you never kind of win, but the fact that we've gone through this, we're happy to get in, and appreciate Tearsheet doing this. Yeah, you were explaining the story, and I think for us, our biggest effort was just being a fintech company. We have quite a team in our India office there, and things changed very rapidly on the ground in India, and we had to make some very quick moves. And we went from an office that was used to maybe 5% working from home to suddenly having 100% having to work from home very quickly. There were a lot of things we had to overcome. And I think there's really two things that I think of. One, first was kind of just the logistics, which I think many companies have gone through and trying to figure out how do you get the IT, the infrastructure, the systems, the bandwidth in place. And that was one part. But the other part that really we noticed very quickly was the human part, and learning how to really make those connections with our team members, and make sure that we had leadership and team members connecting on a regular basis, checking in with each other, and just making sure that we're caring. And those are all things that are really features of our culture. So thank you for the award, and happy to answer any questions if I can.
So did you have a business continuity plan, a strong one in place, I guess, before COVID hit?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have a great team that had done through business continuity, and it's one of those exercises most of us go through and go, oh, I got to go through this again each year. But our team really drills it in. Usually the things that we were testing for were business continuity, especially for the market that we're in internationally. If there was floods, or if there was something that took down the team for a while, or some sort of instability that would stop people from getting to the office. Never had we imagined, obviously, or planned for a pandemic. So this was kind of the worst case scenario that I think most people have gone through. So yeah, we had planned quite a bit. A lot of that came into play, but there's some things that changed that we'd never had, especially on the human element, the focus around making sure we were connecting and checking in so frequently with our team members.
And I know also you were dealing with some social issues as well. You issued Juneteenth as a day off, a company-wide day off. Is that correct also?
Yeah, we did. I think inclusion is really important for us. We want to make sure that our team members were thinking about racial equality across all cultures and the locales where our team members live. And so we took that as a day off and made sure that team members were really focused on educating themselves, and where they can, participating in the cause that means the most to them. So that was really important for our international team members to see that we were sharing that and talking about that as well.
And given how resilient you were in terms of getting up and running so quickly afterwards, are you going to go back? Is this the new normal? Are you going to go back to offices after?
It's a great question. I think many companies are facing that same issue. And yeah, I think long term, we still feel that interpersonal connection is so important when you have a really strong culture in a team. And so, yeah, we do see ourselves getting back into the office. But I do think that the lessons we've learned from being able to do this remotely, there'll probably be a lot more flexibility and opportunity to continue to build on that. But yeah, I see some sort of combination in the future, probably.
Wonderful. And congratulations. Thank you for joining us, Christopher.
Thanks so much for having us. It's been a great conference.
You bet. Thank you. Okay, Aaron.
Okay, so the next award will go to, it's going to be the Resilient Professional of the Year. Okay, fantastic. So,
Michael.
So Micah, let's just see if we can find you. I know that you're on.
He's raising his hand, actually.
Okay, great. So you bring him on board, and I'll jump off. Congratulations, Michael.
There you go.
Hello.
As you're getting up and ready, I want you to introduce yourself. I'm thinking this must be the most awkward conversation we're going to have. He's just been named the Resilient Professional of the Year. Now he's got to talk about himself. So, so can you introduce who you are, your organization? And
yeah, sure. I mean, my boss had the pleasure of speaking at this conference, I think yesterday or the day before, Kim Prado. I work for Royal Bank of Canada in capital markets IT. We service about 3,000 users across capital markets, from fixed income, commodities, to investment banking and corporate banking. So we run the gamut. We have order and execution work. We have compliance work. We have artificial intelligence and machine learning. So, we do a lot of different things for a lot of different businesses.
Have you gotten any rest since March?
Only on the weekends.
And even then,
no, it is. I mean, Christopher said it. It's the new normal. There are some benefits. I talked to our London folks a lot more, whereas before I was commuting. So there are early days and there are late nights, but Kim really gets us going and has us moving in the right direction. And really, again, Chris said it best: caring about one another.
So one of the things I know Kim refers to you as her COO. Can you talk about why you have that moniker?
Well, I mean, I think it's indicative of the business or Kim's mandate, really. So one day I could be focusing on budget issues, and then the next day I could be focusing on an issue in investment banking, and then another day I could be focusing on rollout and delivery for our client first application for the fixed income desk. So no 2 days are the same, especially now. But again, it's indicative of the type of work that we do, and the diversification of all of our applications. And really, it's a testament to everyone in our group.
Michael DeLorenzo, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on being the Tearsheet Resilient Professional of the Year.
Thank you very much. Really honored to have it.
Okay, Aaron, want to join me back up here? Okay, so we just got through the resilient team, most resilient team.
And
Michael
this must be the most awkward award program of the year award. So hold on, let's see who else we're going to bring on. And again, apologies, there was something really loopy about our the sign-ins. Okay, so
we're going to go with Tim.
Yeah, who you going with Tim? Great. So he's right on board. Okay. And congratulations, Tim. This is a great honor for Fifth Third.
Are you bringing him on? I will bring Tim on.
You do it. I'm going to hunt down some more awardees.
Wonderful. Hey, Tim, can you...
Hello.
There you go. Hi. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you. And on behalf of Fifth Third, I both would like to thank you and the rest of the Tearsheet team for recognizing us. And also both Zach, to you and Aaron, to give you the award for resiliency in the face of award presentation challenges.
Yeah, we had it really hard compared to what all you guys are doing. So I know part of the reason we identified you guys and are celebrating you guys as the most resilient traditional financial institution was you have both partnerships that you forged and this hardship assistance program that you launched. Can you tell us just a little bit about that before we move on?
Yeah. I think I'm very fond, when we go through our strategic planning process annually, I'm fond of reminding people that my favorite strategy thought came from Mike Tyson. When Mike was asked at one point, someone said, "Hey, Mike, so-and-so that you're about to box thinks he has a plan to beat you." And Mike responded, "Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth."
That's
so
right.
that probably describes the way we tried to approach the pandemic here. I mean, every crisis you face is different. And we wanted to be certain that we were being as responsive as we could be to the needs of our customers and our communities. So in some cases, that was pivoting our digital squads to build out our hardship program and to develop and then launch online hardship enrollments and PPP application submissions, and now mortgage modification process management tools. But then I think in addition to that, we're big believers that if somebody else has a good idea, the best way to get it to market is to work with them. So we partnered with Steady, as you mentioned, the gig work discovery platform, to provide our customers with a way to find new part-time or full-time jobs to replace lost income.
Amazing. And congratulations to you and to Fifth Third for winning this award.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Okay.
All right, we got Eric Cotton from Central Payments.
Okay. You bringing him on, or?
Yeah, I can bring him on. Hello, Eric. Where is he? Eric, can you raise your hand?
Oh, he's up
Here
at the top.
Here you are.
Up at
Yeah.
the top.
Great. Okay. You know what? I actually can't. So you'll have to do it.
Okay.
Congratulations, Eric. This is a great achievement for you guys. You and Ubiquity. More power to you.
Eric, can you unmute yourself? Awesome. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations. Central Payments and Ubiquity won the Resilient Partnership of the Year.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for doing this and, allowing us to hear all these great stories.
Amazing. So you guys have a great story to tell as well. Can you share a little bit about it, about the partnership and what made it resilient?
I think, there was, looking back on this, there's so many layers to this, to the partnership. One, it was fairly new in its existence. We were probably only a couple months in from, Ubiquity providing customer service for our financial products. So that was one wrinkle. You add COVID in the mix, and then, Ubiquity sort of, very quickly, customer service certainly wildly important, especially when you're offering a financial product in the face of the pandemic here. So, so many things crashing down. Ubiquity, certainly work transitioning their workforce. We were utilizing a call center in El Salvador. Mm-hmm. Country shut down basically overnight. They had to transition transition some of their customer service agents to work from home, which is, the technical infrastructure there is not conducive to that, while at the same time transitioning our services to some domestic call centers to Omaha and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, trying to certify with our security requirements in place because they are servicing, really financial, bank accounts for our consumers. And then we've got on the consumer side, we're obviously their financial lifeline, the products that they're offering. So calls were not slowing down during this time. They were, ramping up. So, the partnership, can't say enough about the quickness. There was a very short period where it was limited customer service, but after that, wait times resumed to sort of pre-COVID times very quickly. Consumers were served like nothing happened. In the meantime, it's you picture a duck swimming on calm water, but underneath that, everything is going crazy. So, I can't say enough. This is truly, it speaks to the resiliency of a partnership, how resilient it can be, especially coming through the strain of this happening so early on in a partnership as well.
Amazing. Well, congratulations to you, Eric, and to Central Payments and Ubiquity.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Okay, so who do we have next?
Janet Frazier raising her hand. Recognize that name?
Let us see. No. So which other awards do we have? Let's see.
We have the
we got
Fintech of the Year.
All right, and the most resilient fintech, right?
And the Resilient Company of the Year. Resilient Company of the Year joining at a Q2.
Right. So we have okay, so let's do the most resilient fintech. And okay,
Jason's here.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, sorry, Jason actually couldn't join. Uh, but thank you so much for this award. It's been a great week of content.
Please
Really
introduce yourself
important.
first.
Oh yeah,
Everybody knows who
I'm
won.
Jasmine. I do communications at Dave. Yeah, and I've experienced the resilience from day one. I joined Dave actually right at the beginning of the pandemic, so it's been great to see all the hard work all around.
So one of the reasons we recognized Dave's resiliency was what it did for its customers and getting people, finding them jobs, side hustles, stuff like that. What's it felt like internally to know that you guys are helping your customers get through this crisis?
It's been great, honestly. At the beginning, everyone was feeling a little hopeless or scared of everything. So seeing our impact so quickly and seeing all the people that have been able to get jobs through side hustle has been really inspiring.
I mean, it's lots of people have found new work, right? I mean, I don't remember the numbers offhand, but it was hundreds of thousands of people have applied for new jobs, right? Through Dave.
Yeah. And we actually added some like remote job opportunities, not just your typical ones like Uber and stuff, but things that people could do from home. So that was a great addition to it.
Amazing. Jasmine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Hey, and before we jump to the next one, when I was listening, earlier, and right now, it's really remarkable what Dave has done. I think, in really rethinking what it means to be, a bank and to the kind of services that they've provided. So, they kind of like maybe through modesty didn't, delve into that, but hundreds of thousands of people were able to, find work through Dave's app in order to, and their concept was like very holistic to get, many, like how do we help those, our customers, with their financial situation. So it's not just, how do we be the best bank we could be, but really how to like, strengthen, our community of customers.
I think that also, Aaron, I think that speaks to the role or the evolving role of what a bank does. So like we're used to think of banks as basically places to save money, store money, and move money. But Dave actually was proactively going out and helping its customers make money, which I think is an incredible new paradigm. And Fifth Third is starting to do it. We just heard from Tim. Like this is maybe a new. Maybe banks are seeing themselves in a different role at this point, and maybe we have the pandemic has been a big catalyst for that.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to mention is, there was a lot of really great applications out there.
Yes.
Actually, Jana Fraser from CardFlight is on here right now, and they applied for one of the awards, and for the FinTech of the Year award, and they were squeaked out by Dave. But I could say that there's just so many incredible, yeah, it was really it was hard. It was a hard choice, and I know that I'm not within judging, but I know that the judging was tough, and so what we're going to do after this is we're going to be having a resilience guide that's going to kind of encapsulate, and so this is like a little bit of our concept that we've put together, that we create these themes, and so we start having, let's say, as we come closer to a conference, we start having more and more activity around that. So there may be like more articles and more coverage and more podcasts around that particular concept. And then but also we create an awards program, and we really want to understand from the community. And so as you are listening here, I think that you should we have our Challenger conference coming up in September. We have the Embedded conference in November. I really urge everyone to join as Outlier members, to really be involved with us, to understand what kind of awards programs we're having, and each of those conferences have an award associated with it, that you can apply, and we really love to understand that. And then afterwards is a guide where we talk about all the concepts and the content that we've had on that particular topic leading up to the conference. We have all the information that we've gotten from that conference, and we also highlight the award winners as well as some of the great other applications that didn't win the award but really deserve a very, very honorable mention. And so that's what we're going to be doing for CardFlight and a number of other award non-award applicants.
I'm looking forward to reading all those great applications and seeing it in presentation form. It's going to be really interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you.
And Omri is here. So I want to invite Omri Dahan on. Omri, if you can enable your camera and unmute yourself. Omri Dahan is the Chief Revenue Officer of Marqeta, which has won the Resilient Company of the Year as part of the Tearsheet Resilience Awards. Oh, it looks like we lost him. Where did Omri go?
Omri, if suddenly you found yourself renamed Paul, you just raise your hand. Paul Marguerites has been, 5 of Paul have been on each of our
Paul is
conferences.
definitely going into the Hall of Fame, the Resilience Conference Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. One of our biggest fans, 5 times over each conference.
As we're waiting for Omri to, I guess, to log back in, I don't see him as part of the list right now. Wonderful. We had, Omri spoke on the first day and talking about Marqeta's modern API issuing platform, and they supported some of the economy's most important companies through this crisis. And that's part of the reason why they were named the Resilient Company of the Year. James. So should we bring James on? Yeah, we got James. Hey, Omri.
Omri. Masquerading as James Robinson.
I'll change your name. So congratulations. Marqeta is, we announced just now, is Resilient Company of the Year.
Thank you. We're very, very honored and grateful for that. That's very kind.
Can you talk a little bit? I gave a prelude before as you were logging on.
Just one thing. Can you switch the background, because Dave is still up there?
Good call, Aaron. Thank you.
Absolutely, Dave. You deserve it. You got a great best fintech of the year. But now we're on to the winner of it all.
Okay. Thank you.
So in just 2 minutes, I know you didn't prepare for this, but maybe encapsulate, what you believe to be the special sauce for why Marqeta was so resilient this year.
I think we took things in stride. I think you had this extraordinary event or series of events, and nobody panicked. Nobody freaked out. I have this saying, not everybody likes this saying, but I'll share it with you. I have this saying, which is Marqeta is a company run by adults. And it was a moment of great panic. And I think we just kept our cool. We certainly tried to. I mean, I'm sure there were moments where people were freaking out quietly, privately, but I think we all got on the phone. We were all professional with each other. It reminds me, when we have, occasionally there are support issues, right? Like any company. And I really admire our ProdSub team. You see, a customer calls in and say, hey, this thing might not be working, or we're not getting this report or whatever. And yes, sometimes it's more serious than that. They're just cool. They're just like, tell me what the problem is. We're going to go look into it. We're going to restart the server. We're going to roll back the release, whatever it is. And they do it in such a matter of fact, calm, focused way. I think it's actually been a little bit of a guideline or guidepost for us, a beacon, if you will, where it's like, okay, how are our customers? We talked about a little bit about this. Was it yesterday or the day before? Just like, where is everyone? As a father, you're just like, okay, where are the kids? Where's my wife? Where are the people that I love? Let's gather them in and let's make sure everyone's okay. That's literally kind of the set of conversations that we had. So I think maybe in each of our minds, we were thinking about our prod sub team, but we were keeping our cool and just looking at what was versus all of the fears that could have been.
I think also one of the reasons you were named the Resilient Company of the Year from our perspective was, in spite of all this that you're describing going on, you were having some record days, not just with traffic and activity for your clients, but you were also onboarding new clients this whole time. Can you tell us a little bit about sort of what's going on, or at least the load that you guys are having to deal with?
Yeah, so the load went up very significantly. One of the things I would attribute our success to is exposing our engineers and our product team to our customers directly, and not having to go through, sales or customer success or anything like that. We had an engineer who's like, you know what? Let me just expand, client one or client two's server capabilities. Let me just make sure that they've got, enough server space, enough database space, et cetera. And they were doing that proactively and preemptively. So it was kind of cool. It was just like, oh, you know what? That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Right? But if you've got a team who's all putting the customer at the center of the conversation, you're going to get great ideas from corners of the team you weren't expecting.
Amazing. And another thing that our judges appreciated was the work you did in your local community in Oakland. I know you guys established Oaklanders Supporting Oaklanders initiative, which provided funds and meals to struggling restaurants and nonprofits. And I believe you delivered over 1,000 meals to those in need. I thought that was really important alongside of all the business activity that you guys were doing as well.
Yeah, look, Oakland is very important to us. It was making not just local news, but national news. We've always been proud members of the Oakland community, and we saw a lot of pain going on, and not just with random restaurants that happen to be in Oakland, but we also noticed that DoorDash, one of our customers, delivers a lot of food from restaurants in Oakland. So does Postmates. So, it was just, there's a kind of ecosystem of dependency and interdependency between our customers, our community, our employees. A lot of our employees, live in Oakland. And so I just feel like that came from our employees, actually. They were asking for it. They were asking what we were doing. I love that we have a culture where they're kind of holding these executives accountable for our social responsibility. And it was good. So we did that. We made a few other commitments. I don't think they've been made public yet. Pretty sizable financial commitments, both corporate-wide as well as executives and management teams. So, I hate to take credit for that, and I hate to be shining a light on that in some ways, because there's always so much more that we can do. And I'm sure our contribution for a few people helped a lot, but for the bigger problem, we're all just scratching the surface, of course.
Omri Dahan, thanks for joining us again. Congratulations to you and Marketa for being named the Tearsheet Resilient Company of the Year.
Zach, Aaron, thanks for everybody at Tearsheet. Appreciate it.
And thanks for joining us on the conference as well.
Thank you for having us. Take care. Bye-bye.
Congratulations.
Woo! We did it.
We did it. One thing I want to say is that we only had a very short amount of time to jump into the details of these. So look out for the Resilience Guide, which will delve really deeply into the reasons why these companies deserve the awards that they got, as well as, of course, the other notable applicants who didn't get the reward, but we felt it's important for us to mention. And so not everyone gets mentioned. So, we really feel that a lot of them, stood out. So we're going to do that. And with that, we now conclude the award part of this, and we're jumping into the conclusion. So Zach, take it away.
Sure. So thank you, Aaron. And I think the awards did such a good encapsulate sort of everything that happened over the past 3 days. I mean, we've heard about personal stories of resilience. We've heard about corporate stories of resilience. How do you get workforce up and moving, hundreds or thousands of people moving, from an office to work from home? We've heard about companies that stayed up all night for weeks on end servicing their customers to make sure their customers got what they needed. Resilience means lots of things, and this really was Tearsheet's opportunity to reach out to you guys and say, this is all about you. This is all about the incredible work that our industry is doing, whether you're an incumbent or whether you're a fintech upstart, it doesn't really matter. We're all in the trenches right now in this crazy time. I know when I interview people for our podcast, the Tearsheet podcast, like the first thing we always say, like, how are you doing these crazy times? You know, and it really is something in the fabric of the world has changed. And we're making history here. You guys are making history here. So this conference was all about, we hope that you guys can take home some of these stories, take home some of the learnings here, apply them to your own business. The award, the winners, were some of the best companies in the market, but you guys are all doing great things. As Aaron said, everybody was very, very hard, had very good applications. It was very hard to choose a winner when everybody was doing such wonderful things. And so many people had to deal with working from home. So many people had to deal with customer and connectivity issues. So many people had to deal with people losing their work and fear. Anyway, you guys are all doing an incredible job. I am grateful, Aaron is grateful that you took 3 days out of your lives, spent it with us. I think we covered a lot. As Aaron said, look out for, we're going to be sharing out these videos. We've recorded every single session. We want you to share these with you. You can share them with your organizations. Hopefully you'll continue to find value there. We are going to make a guide out of the awards, out of some of the content that came out through the conference. So look out for that as well. And also please keep in mind, we have this outlier program, an opinion maker program. Please support Tearsheet. Please sign up for our subscription product so that you can attend digital events in the future for free, so that you can submit an award application to our awards program for free, so that you can get more in-depth content and join our community. So you can become an opinion maker. So an influencer or somebody in your organization can help get their voice out alongside our content on our website, in our newsletters. And lastly, look out for our next two conferences. We're going to be doing the Challengers Conference, which is really all about digital banking. Just like Resilience was the first of its kind, and Day-to-Day, our last conference, was the first of its kind to look at the financial data industry. We're doing Challenger Bank Conference. We're doing Embedded Conference in November. Please join us for those. We're on the cutting edge. You guys are on the cutting edge. Tearsheet's just helping to tell these stories. So I'm Zach Miller, Editor-in-Chief of Tearsheet. Really appreciative that you took your time out of your week and your life to spend it with us. And I hope you got value here. And with that, Aaron and I are signing off. And thank you to the entire Tearsheet team that helped make this possible. Good night, everybody.